Hello, universe. Hello, world. Hello, all you wacky, beautiful people out there in Twitchland. Wait, why are you playing DDR? Lotro? I was playing Lotro all afternoon. I attended most of Metal Fest, which was held this afternoon from noon to 6 on the Landroval server, hosted by The Hope and Notenzuber. I always have to say their name that way, Notenzuber. You have to do metal because it was an amazing concert. Lots of awesome bands performed today. I got to hear some really cool Lotro versions of some favorite metal tunes. I would not consider myself a metalhead. It's one of those genres of music that I don't dislike. I mean, there's some of it that I just don't, just not my thing. But I can enjoy a good bit of head banging once in a while, just like everybody else who's not, in the dirt. And there's some really cool stories about metal. And somebody on Twitch, while I was at Metal Fest, I was hanging out with my friend Toan Station. Toan Station is something of a new friend. I actually haven't talked to him for any length of time except for this afternoon. But we have a mutual acquaintance, shall we say. I went to college with his wife. So basically, I've known Toan Station's wife for 30 years. And we found this out last year, and I thought that was the funniest damn thing. It's kind of like how I've known Wayward Plane, fellow Lotro streamer and all-around awesome person, fellow lover of the color blue. And, yeah. I've known Wayward Plane since I was in college. We didn't go to college together. I've only met Wayward once at DragonCon in Atlanta, I believe. But aside from that, we were on the same mailing list, Wayward and I. So I have two friends in the Lotro, or adjacent to the Lotro community, because Toan Station, of course, is a Lotro streamer, not on the stream team yet. Join us. You will join us. I believe he's on the DDO stream team, though. And this weekend, if you have the opportunity, he'll be streaming some DDO tomorrow. Twitch.tv/ToanStation. Let me drop in a link here in chat. I believe right now he's playing Guild Wars. Yep, he's playing Guild Wars 2. Because he's in a guild there, and they're going to raid tonight. But he is raising money for COVID-19 relief through Direct Relief is the charity he's supporting. So if that's something that you can do, that would be awesome. And if not, it is what it is. If you want to retweet him or whatever, you can go to his channel, toss him a follow, and if you can support, that would be amazing. He's also doing giveaways for DDO points tomorrow. He did giveaways of Lotro points today, and I won the first one. And as soon as my name was announced as the winner, I went #rigged in his chat because, that's what you do. So, in the meantime, I'm here. I thought the reason I'm playing DDO tonight is because my friends in the Lonely Mountain Band, the one of the larger and more active and fucking nice kinships in Lord of the Rings Online. Hey, Snorblum. There's some folks in the Lonely Mountain Band discussing the possibility of joining DDO and just puttering around with it, as a spare time kind of thing. They're DDO curious, so I figured I would shoot a little video of them, show them some of the cool stuff that I've been talking about in our Discord, so they could actually see what the hell I'm talking about. And of course, tonight on Landroval at midnight Eastern/server time, the BBB will be performing. So get your debauchery on at that time of the night. It'll be awesome. Bring your hot pants. It'll be amazing. All right. So today has been a shit show in real life. America is on fire. We apparently set two astronauts named Bob and Doug And I always think of the Mackenzie brothers from Saturday Night Live. No, Second City TV. Take off, you hoser. I always think of them. And the politics of that, and the fact that a certain extremely rich person who thinks he's Tony Stark but is actually more like Justin Hammer has a big ass hand in it because it was his private company that did the thing. Anyway, I have thoughts, but we're not going to discuss that tonight. I want to play a game and I want to discuss this game. So we're calling time out on the field because the world is oppressing right now. It's very rough, very tough, and just for a few hours, I want to provide a place where we can set it aside for now. Keep it in the back of our mind so we're not forgetting anything. We know what's important to us. We know who we love, who deserves justice, who deserves not to get the media attention. But we're going to take time, take a deep breath, and beat up on some bad guys. Anyway, so one of the coolest ass things you can do in DDO, once you're a guild, because guilds have levels in DDO, similar to how they have levels in Lojo, except they're cooler in DDO. Honestly, the only cool thing you can do, the really only cool thing you can do with the Lojo guild, which is a kinship, is once you hit level 7 after 3 months, you can buy a kin house. Beyond that, getting officer chat's not that big of a deal. Getting this other, my hair's driving me. But I'm actually thinking of cutting my hair short, all of it. I'm like, fuck it. Anyway, but we're gonna put the hair in the back. We're gonna have hair over here because I have to tell you, having hair over your ear not only muffles a bit of the sound coming out of this ear, but it also makes your headset slide all over the damn place. So anyway, one of the other coolest things about guilds in DDO is this shiny button right here called Guild Invite. You go to any old mailbox. There is no VIP mail from wherever you are thing in DDO. So you go to one of these mailboxes that jingle and drive me bananas, and you click this shiny button called Guild Invite. Form letter, you put in a name, you click send, and they get a little icon, a little thing in the mail, and they open up the mail, accept the icon, click on the icon, they're in your guild. Simple. I love it. Beautiful. Guilds have levels, and so this is my guild. As you might expect, it is called Radio Free Gallifrey. Duh. Because Radio Free Gallifrey is the name of my old radio show where I used to spin crazy-ass music, such as stuff you'd hear on Dr. Demento. In fact, Barry, as I love to call him, because I can. Yes. As Karika said in Toan Station's chat earlier today, I am the Kevin Bacon of your world. So you have to figure out how many degrees of separation you have between, me, so if there's some famous person that you might want to know about, it's like, does Julius Fire know this person? And there's also degrees of how I know somebody. There might be somebody I've only met once at a convention. I met, let's say, what's his name? David Warner. The actor who plays a lot of bad guys like Sark in Tron, and Ed Dillinger and Sark in Tron. He also played Hornblower's captain in Horatio Hornblower, as played by Johan Gruffen. I've met him too. He's very nice. Actually, I've met half the cast of Horatio Hornblower, the ones that do the con circuit. They're really nice. So, I am the Kevin Bacon of your gaming community. Whom don't I know? I am 2 degrees of separation away from T-Pain the rapper because I'm friends with and an extremely long, the very first subscriber of his gaming manager, Omi Dariani, the co-CEO of the OP group. All right, so this is my guild. Look at all these nice people. Look at all these, and most of the officers are actually my alts. I ain't gonna lie. So, as you complete content as your character, your guild earns renown. And as your guild accumulates renown, it tells you, this is your level. You can then add things to, you could buy and then add things to a guild airship. And we're going to go to the guild airship because that jingling is driving me bananas. One of the things about DDO is you are going to want to use WASD, W-A-S-D, to move, because unlike Lotro, you can't hold down both of your mouse buttons to get your character to move. I am currently playing a Dragonborn, a pure Warlock, and I say pure not to be like all racist and shit, but you can multi-class in DDO. There's a guild airship. That's a small guild airship. This is our guild airship, and yes, I did paint it blue. You can walk the plank if you want to. Yeah. But guild airships are beautiful things where you can just hang out. And in Dungeons and Dragons, your airship is being run by these elemental wings, and there's elemental rings, and you can color those differently. They come in blue. And I got blue flags, blue everything. And the captain's up there. And this beautiful thing is why you'd want to be in a large guild with a large guild rank. It's because this is called an amenity bar. And if you click on it, all these little things up here at the top of the thing will update. And right now they don't need to update because I've already done the racing. So the airship has several floors depending on how big it is. This is actually the biggest one in the game. And it's a Daedalus Kraken. And the only reason we have it, this is actually one that you can buy no matter what level your guild is. Because it costs real money, like $150 of real money, but I didn't buy it. One of the other cool things about guilds in DDO is your officers can buy stuff for your guild, including an airship. And a beautiful officer who works for Standing Stone Games, Cordovan, decided one day he really hated not having a guild airship. And he bought us a guild airship. So you can do all kinds of things. You can add things on your guild airship called amenities. There are some older ones. There are some newer ones. I need to talk to this person over here. I'm going to hire some hirelings. Ooh, that's going to be a good question. What kind of hireling do I want? Ow! So, generally, I like to run with at least one healing hireling. And you can only buy one who is, let's see, define favor, lesser resto, no, what's the cleric? So I always buy either a cleric or a favored soul, depending on what they can do. And I find vitality, bless, cure serious, or well, it can only cure light. Lesser resto can be good. Mass aid can also be good, but we're not going in with a whole bunch of people. Now I'll buy one of both. I use Marath a lot, actually. So when you buy a hireling contract like this, you can use that hireling for an hour. My bags are clear. I already did my bags. Look at that. It's pretty. So one thing about DDO is that cosmetics are very different than in Lotro. I know the folks in the LMB were concerned about that sort of thing. Hi, Ninth Pod. How are you? So basically, there are certain items that are only cosmetics, like you can buy in the Lotro store or earn by turning in tokens in a festival. They have no stats. They just look pretty. You can't dye them. There are no dyes. In fact, the only dyes they have in game are for airships, like hull paints and stuff, and changing the sails, and hair dyes. So, and of course, being a Dragonborn, this character doesn't actually have hair, so And also a big difference is the vast majority, actually all of the statted gear in the game is not cosmetic in nature. However, if you like a piece of gear that you're wearing and want to use it as a cosmetic, you can get something called a Mirror of Glamoring. You can buy them in the store or get them from your Daily Dice. Daily Dice equals Hobbit presents. Everyone gets one per day per server. One silver Daily Dice roll. And the gold ones are once a week for VIPs. Or if you're a season pass holder like me, that was $300 of awesomeness, you can get a daily gold roll. So that's pretty good. There is no music system in DDO. Just saying. So back to amenities real quick. These amenities, you can buy vendors who are part of these amenities, and you can pick them up and place them down. This is called the College of the Collegium of the 12. I don't know what they stand for. The first amenity I ever bought was this one, because this is the Chiming from Doom, a banker and an auctioneer. And another of the other quick ones I bought was Guild Storage. So Guild Storage, this is why a lot of Lotro people may not want to play DDO. Storage is a nightmare for most things. This is a guild chest. You think, oh, wow, you've got 4 separate chests? They have 20 slots each and you can't upgrade them. You can buy an upgrade, and this one has potions in it. Oh. Stop it. What's this got? Probably scrolls. Yeah, some leftovers. Couple gear. Stop it. I always forget when the chests they don't actually go away. So instead of Virtue XP, little Virtue XP things that you get in Hobbit presents, over here you get experience point gems. And they're nice. They're really nice. I actually have a character sitting on Kyber, who is a special iconic character who, at level 15, iconic characters get an automatic set. It's kind of like, it's not like being a Valard character in Lotro, because you're not paying for that one character to be instantly boosted to level 15 and get a set of gear, etc. But there's kind of some of that mindset is like, once the character hits 15, they get a set of gear. But you got to get them to 15 first. And however, normally iconic characters will be given enough XP to automatically level to 15. But I found a bug and managed to get an iconic character created who never got the pile of XP. So she got transferred from the Hardcore League server to Orion, and she was still level 1. So she had no gear. No gear at all. So I went and played her for several levels with no gear. And I've just been hitting that server as experience points every day, and she's now level 13. I've only played her through the starting instances on Korthos Island, which will get you to, what, level 4 normally? I played her as a level 6 with no gear, and none of the gear I picked up doing the quest there. I didn't equip any of it. But ever since that level 6, and like all of her experience came from doing one round of Korthos on Elite, I think. Yeah, on Elite. I did it as a challenge stream. And experience gems just by rolling gold dailies. It's been all kinds of fun. So one of the other things about gear in DDO is there's not a lot of gear that binds to character. There is some, but most of the gear is freely tradable. Like, I've got this set of armor on my character with these stats on it. I can give that to anybody else. It's equipped, but I can still send it to somebody, right? It's really cool. There are some things, especially like the Shattered Onyx here. This is bound to my account. This is what's called a named item. So this would be like getting some really sweet loot in an instance or something. It's going to bind to your account in most cases. There's some loot that will only bind to character, like, or like everybody who logs. Actually, anybody who logs into DDO as a VIP gets one of these. The starter cakes the Siberius cakes are really nice. They will resurrect you. So resurrecting is a bit different in DDO than Lotro. Also, one of the other things that's big in DDO that is not present at all in Lotro is the notion of resurrecting your character. Now, we're not talking about, oh, your character got beat, got killed in a fight, and you're rezzing them. We're actually talking about completely respecing your character, starting them again at level 1. It's called it's called reincarnation, not resurrection. And also known as TRing. You can also do what's called a lesser reincarnation, where you're not... where you're basically going and respecking your character. Like, let's say you played through 20 levels and you decide you just really don't like playing this character anymore, or you want to tweak the build, like make some major changes to the build without changing classes or alignment or any of that other fun stuff. You can do what's called a lesser reincarnation with a thing called a Heart of Wood. So there's all kinds of pages on the wiki about it. I can explain a little bit about it, but if you want to know about reincarnating, talk to a streamer by the name of Samius Gorobo. He is one of the official DDO streamers, and he TRs like a madman. Let me give a shout out to him. He is the guy who generally is on DDO stream right after Cordovan's weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. So I've got all this stuff in my shared storage. So this is my shared account bank. Like, all of my characters on this server can access this stuff and take out whatever they like. This is like shared vault in Lotro. The main difference is the number of slots are much smaller. Right? I believe it's only available... Well, no. Shared account, I believe, is... I've always had shared account even before I got the season pass. The other one that's really sexy, though, is crafting storage. 295 slots. It's like, it starts off at like 45 slots, and then the first upgrade gets you 295, and it goes up from there. And you can just like stuff all kinds of crap in here. Like, Siberius Dragon Shard fragments, I have a whole stack of 10,000 of them. And I have 7 pages of stuff. Like 5,286 mysterious remnants. And most of this stuff is stuff that you use for crafting. Mysterious remnants are used for trading in at a certain vendor to get cool stuff. You can also stuff things in here. Where is it? But I personally don't do a lot with the crafting in DDO. You can also store things like festival coins, which are basically barter tokens from various festivals. They can go in there and not take up space over here. If you look at this character, you see, 20 slots here? My characters start with 3 of these little bags. 1, 2, 3. And you can earn the 4th one. It's not too difficult to earn the 4th one. No, did I tell you that I had cleaned out my bags? I apparently had lied. So let me do this real quick. Boop. One other cool thing you can do... No, I don't want to use it on this character. Is you can deposit some of your money, which is platinum, gold, silver, copper. This is astral shards. This is basically mithril coin. You can deposit your platinum up to a certain amount here in shared storage, and then you can use it on a different alt if you so desire. So let me clear these out real quick. I might need the space. So, playing through DDO, there are some landscape spaces you can run through, or if you have certain horses you can ride through. And they will have little quests that you can do, little achievements like, kill so many monsters and you get some XP. It's really nice. Wait, wrong way. I forgot. So my airship over here, you can decorate the airship by clicking on one of these if you're an officer. This will turn on these things called hook points that you can see floaty all over the place. And this lets you manipulate the hook point. So you can store it away and put something else there if you really wanted to. There are so many hook points per airship. This has the most number of points, hook points of all of the airships because it's the best one. And it has 4 floors and a cargo hold. The cargo hold used to be used for the old school amenities that were ones that you had to refresh every once in a while. And they were really nice, but Standing Stone took them away because they revamped the amenity system to make it look like this, and eventually took those other ones away. So, if you wanted to update the amenities or buy some more, people in your guild can contribute money or astral shards to your guild so that the guild can buy amenities. So right now, this is my guild airship inventory. These are all the amenities I've already purchased. And they do things like the Arcane Sanctum grants buffs for saves versus enchantment, maximum spell points, and spell penetration. The Archery Range gives you a buff to double shot and provides ammunition vendor, so you can buy, because in this game, you have to buy ammunition for your crossbows and for your bows. Yep. That thing. Hey, Rage. What's up? Is a Warlock like a Lore Master or a Rune Keeper? No, Warlock is more like, a Red Line Minstrel. It's all the pews, none of the heals. And as your guild levels up, you get very, very useful, things. So like the Far Shifter Chamber gives you places you can teleport to. Some of the first ones you get, like your guild storage, you can get that at level 19, so you get, that's where we got those 4 chests. And yeah, you can upgrade that later. Some of them will give you, you know, we were in the Sellswords Tavern where we got the hirelings, the bartender, and you can get buffs for your stuff. The Shrine of Experience is actually one of the earliest things you can get, but you can upgrade it twice with the use of Astral Shards, so I kind of did that. So we're now at the 3rd tier of the Shrine of Experience. So anytime anybody in the guild does any quests, they earn a plus 3% guild bonus to their XP. And you can see the guild buff timers up here. We have enough of an upgrade that our timers go for 4.5 hours. I think by default they start at 3. So we got it pretty good. So we're only a level 35 guild. The guild levels go up to 200, and as, well, actually let me show you. Got all these other things that you can buy that we don't have access to yet because we're only 35. So the next thing we can get is one of these. So this will buff the amount, the quality of the treasure that our people get when they loot stuff. So that's the next thing to go for. And as you see, we're not too far away from it, but that's really cool. And the one after that will be 37, which will be a banquet hall. So providing a spirit binder. A spirit binder is kind of like a milestone. A spirit binder will, if you die in battle, you get returned to your spirit binder. So if you're in a quest, doesn't matter where the quest is, you're going to get ported back to your spirit binder whether you like it or not when you die. So these are all the ones we don't have yet. And so I think the highest one is 55, the Grand Reliquary. So, and some of these higher tier amenities are actually combinations of lower tier. Like the most recent one we picked up was like it combined, you know, A, B, and C or whatever. So what kind of mounts does DDO have? Not many. They just got mounts last year. Right now, there's only two mounts. Well, technically, there is mounts that you can buy in an area called Keep on the Borderlands, which is one of the oldest D&D modules out there. They finally put that into the game last year as like an alternative starting instance. All right, levels 1 to 4, whatever. Very basic, and honestly, I like it better than Korthos. Not because I've done Korthos a million times, but because it feels more like what I, in my head, perceive D&D to be. And you collect these feathers, and then you can turn them into the vendor and get a horse. Alternatively, there is a pack you can buy for your account called the Keep on the Borderlands Extra or something. I forget what it's actually called. And that one is really nice. It's one of those things that's like $39.95 DDO points. And it gets you a cosmetic set, which includes this helmet that I'm wearing, by the way. A cosmetic set of armor that can make you look like the War Duke from the old D&D cartoon. It was like, you know, in the old modules. But it also gives you a horse for your entire account. It looks like this. Oh, and here's one thing everybody in Lojo could be salty about. We have to pay points to get your mount to up. I just hit the space bar. They have like regular horses. These are fast horses. There's a horse that you can get by rolling 99 on your gold daily dice. This alt doesn't have it yet. My main has it, and my artificer has it. You wanna do Keep and Korthos? I hear you, Ninth Pawn. I understand that they were just doing some updates to what Korthos looked like on Lamania on their test server, but I didn't see it. I couldn't find any of the changes the last time I looked. No, they do not have flying mounts either. Sorry. And all they have is horses. They don't have elk or goats or anything. It's just horses. It comes out to live. Yeah. So if you want your horse to rear up like that, anybody can get it. And unfortunately, you can ride your horses in just about anywhere. There's some places, like, if you're riding your horse and you go into a place that doesn't allow you to ride a horse, it'll suppress it, and then as soon as you leave, your horse will come back. It's really cool. So this was my Warlock, who was named Phoenix on Hardcore League this most recent season. But I ported her back to the live server because... Ninth, I do that too. The last time I was on Lamania, I saw Coco Majobo was on and I said hi, but it was like 6 in the morning. I don't think he was actually at the keys. Or if he was, he's a very crazy boy. Anyway, so that's the basics of what a guild airship can do for a guild. So if any of my friends in the Lonely Mountain Band want to join my server on Orion and come hang out with my schlub of a guild, I don't play a lot, but if I'm asked by my LMB kinnies, I would cheerfully log in. I'm going to show you kind of what am I going to do? What kind of characters? Well, I don't even need to show you what kind of characters I have. You've all seen them before. But I was gonna go play some new content in the game. They just put in the Gatekeeper's Grove, so I thought I would go play that, and I went the wrong way, didn't I? I did. One cool thing that DDO has that everybody should have, and one reason why playing Keep on the Borderlands is cool is because you get early access to an item that has a feature attached to it called Featherfall. Featherfall for the win. Alright, let's go to Stormreach Harbor. So these are places we can go. I can also talk to the Far Shifter. Since we have the Far Shifter amenity, we can go to any of these places. And I'm not going to go to any of these because I can get my ass kicked in all of them except maybe Three Barrel Cove. So let's just go to Stormreach Harbor because I said Gatekeeper's Grove. which is, can anyone join the guild? Yes, anyone can join the guild as long as you're not an asshole. Ooh, that I don't care. I'm not being hosted by anybody official. I don't care. So this is what DDO portals look like. You'll see that symbol a lot. And so this is what Featherfall does for you. I'll show you. It's really cool. Pardon me. Oh, this Warforge is having a bit of a dance. That's a Blade Forge, no less. There's one of the bankers. There's a Gatekeeper. This is like my favorite thing to do with Featherfall. Whee! Featherfall is like Slowfall. Any character can have Featherfall. Any character can use any piece of gear. There is no hard restrictions against your minstrel types, clerics wearing heavy armor. So this is why Cordovan winds up wearing heavy armor, or trying to wear heavy armor on his minstrel, because he likes to play a cleric in DDO. Yeah, also notice, don't forget, you don't have this yet in on Hardcore League. Actually, this character, I played her through Keep of the Borderlands, so I got the Featherfall cloak really quickly. I think I'm still wearing it. Alright. One of the cool things is if you're, Korthos Island, the one starting instance you could get to from here. There's a ship over that away. And once you come here to the Stormreach Harbor, you're going to talk to this guy, and he's going to give you a quest. He's also going to give you a little tiny bag. Looks like this. Well, no, it looks like this. Or this one. No, it's the red one. Alright? So that's one guy. You'll get a 6-slot bag for stuff. Is it 6 slots? No, it's 12 slot. Then you're going to want to come up to Fitzpat the Fence, talk to him, pull his quest, and he'll give you the blue bag, right? He'll just give it to you. You'll get a free bag, And then you come up here to Felix de Caneth, and he will give you the red bag. And look at this. Doesn't this look kind of familiar? Like, oh my god. Little bags with a gather button with auto gather. Yes. The bag, the carry-out. They're exactly... Basically, it's the exact same system as the carry-alls in Lotro. Only the bags in DDO are a lot nicer. A lot cheaper to buy. Much more versatility. Many more options. But the big difference is... It's a shit ton easier to farm Lotro points than it is to farm DDO points. A shit ton easier. So we're going to the Gatekeeper's Grove right here. Woo! We're going to go and in here. So we're going to place some quests in the Gatekeeper's Grove. I'm going to run this as a pure Warlock without a rogue with me, which will be interesting. So I don't think this character has actually played through any of this content yet. I think I was playing through this with my alchemist, I want to say. So this will be fun. So basically, you go into DDO, and the chalices are an individual quest giver, right? Like our quest rings. And if you see 3 chalices, this means this person has a meta quest for you. Also known, so there are some meta quests called sagas. Sagas are really cool because at the end of the saga, you get the option of choosing something really cool, and one of my favorite things to get from that is guild renown. Yeah, you do the bag run and deposit stuff in the bank run. Yep, that's what I do. Every time I get a character, I go get the bags, I go to the bank, throw stuff in the bank. Because there's certain stuff on my characters I just can't use. I now get more stuff when I log into a character because I have, the Keep of the Borderlands pack and whatnot, that all the stuff that I can't immediately use doesn't fit in my initial 20-slot bank. It kind of sucks. Alright, so trying to rescue the poor lost souls you see in front of me. So these lost souls are gatekeepers that have initiates who have gotten lost. I haven't done all these quests on an alt yet. So CR 3 legendary arc, and we're not going to do it on legendary because that means you have to be at max level. So it's a level 3 quest. I'm going to do it as a level 6. And you have some options. He can talk to you about, give you some background about what it is. And you hear that beautiful sound. We'll begin with Phil Shattertusk. Oh, he's a troublemaker. Alright, and normally this will also tell you, if you see the check mark, it means that your quest is completed or you're at a stage where, whatever. So, this is basically a quest hub, and you can go in. Here you've got somebody to collect shards. You've got, Zarnoth the Vigilant hanging out here. And this is, again, a recent update to the game. So here's a portal to a place called the 12, where last year's DDO anniversary, Cordovan spawned a dragon in the 12, and it didn't despawn, and it was there for hours. It was just there. It was one of those things where he, like in Lotro, where he would drop a Balrog on people and then everybody would kill the Balrog and nobody would care. Well, for some reason, the dragon didn't animate, so people couldn't attack it. It was just there for hours until I think finally they did a server restart and went away. All right. Got these folks. Portable Hole Patron. Hey, I've got one of those. Actually, I've got 2 of those in the bank somewhere. So we're going to talk to Thel Shattertusk. And this is an illusion of him because he's lost, of course. So you can kind of see through him. You see the grass through him and whatnot. So you went to the Sepulchre of the Ancients. He said, the deserted home of a tribe's memory, to teach you a secret. It's in the Cerulean Hills, a dinky little shrine run by those hick orcs out in the boonies. They're just savages in skins. Don't know what they wanted it with anyway. So Thel is already being a bit of a jackass, right? And we have a quest. And now let's go to the quest. Now, we can get to the Cerulean Hills a couple different ways. But here is the portal they put in there. So we're going to go whoop. You go to the portal and you see the door icon. You actually have to click on it. So in DDO, by default, you left click on things is the same as a right click in Lotro. That drove me bananas. And moving your camera around is a lot different. You can zoom in and zoom out with your mouse wheel, the same as you can in Lotro. But if you want to, for example, zoom around your character, you have to use the number keys. So there's just, and you can of course change up your stuff the way you want to, but that's the way it is. All right, Cerulean Hills, one of the wilderness areas. So a wilderness area is basically like a landscape. You get a series of quests over here that tells you what you've done. So I've explored the entire thing. I've got the XP for that. And you can also see what kind of XP you can get for doing whatever. So rare encounters will bring up your quest journal. And the other journal you want to take a look at is your adventure compendium, which you can get to with the letter P as in Papa. And I don't know what I just did, but that's okay. I hit a button. And you can sort by the name of the adventure. You can sort by the level, who you're going to get rep with for doing it, how have you done it, and how much favor you have acquired. Favor is like reputation. As you accumulate favor, you can unlock certain things. And for those who are interested in the DDO Hardcore League, favor is one of the 2 main leaderboards that they track to see whether you deserve so. I'm actually really interested in Hardcore League version 3, the next season coming up, because they said it's celestial themed. I'm like, ooh, sparkly shit. Does the intro take long? Not really. There's actually 2 parts of the intro. And it's much like Lotro, with one of the standard races. My table is very wobbly for some reason. Let me see if I can adjust it. There. Not so wobbly anymore. And if you haven't played through the Korthos Island adventure at least once on your account, you have to do it. So it's kind of like the intro in Lotro, where, for example, if you start in Elf, you have to meet Elrond, and you see the cave troll, and you go through the spiral around Elaton and whatnot. And then after that, you earn veteran status, and you don't have to do that again. You can skip the intro. You're downloading it? Cool. It's a bit of a big download. Now, on the hardcore league, they had to be careful about not doing higher level quests at a lower level, lower level quests at a higher level. Because I can do a level 1 quest as a level 6. And I won't get full XP for it. If you're over level, you don't. It's kind of like in Lotro. If the quest is greater, you don't get anything for it, except the loot. You still get the favor, I believe. So you can, of course, check your quest journal to see what's going on over here. You can check your adventure compendium to see what you're doing overall. And you have adventures. You have challenges. You have wilderness. What have you done? So, as you can see, I've been to the Borderlands. I've killed a lot of things there. I've found everything. I've beaten all the rare bad guys. And it tells you what levels these are. I didn't realize. Ooh, DNT? I wonder what that is. Could that be Feywild? Oh, so there's one on here. We don't know what it is. Anyway. Oh, these are just the ones local to Stormreach. If you go to other places in the game, you'll see their wilderness. And then you can see the local patrons, and you can see your overall favor on what they think you are, and how much you have left. And this is how much favor I've gotten on this character. Alright. So we're in the Cerulean Hills. Let me go pop one of my companions, one of my hirelings. Alright, do I want the Cleric, Divine Vitality, 2 Dispel Magic Bless, or do I want the Favored Soul? I'm digging the Favored Soul. No, I lied. I'm going to use the Cleric. So you put the Cleric down here, you click the Cleric, you summon the Cleric. I got a companion. Now I have a companion bar, and you can decide what to do with it. You can move it around however, if you want to. No biggie. I like to have them over here on the side. And you can also determine what their behavior is going to be like. I generally like to put them on aggressive, because why the hell not? And let's go. Now you can also, the map here in adventure or wilderness areas is actually a lot nicer than the one in town. So the place we're going will normally blink on the map. And this is the place we're going right here. We're up here, it's down there, so we're going to go down this way over here. We're going to see if the rare guy is up here. Yeah, that'll be fun. So let us go. And you can ride your horses in the wilderness areas if you want to. And it's just like, riding around, and you've got a critter riding with you, and they're like racing really fast to keep up with you. And DDO actually has weekend bonuses, like every weekend, unlike Lotro. Like right now, Lotro doesn't have a weekend bonus, but DDO does. And some of them are pretty cool, like extra XP for, let's say you're in a party with other people. You can't be hirelings, don't count. And you get more XP for each person in your party. So it's basically to encourage you to... yeah, one shot. You're sorry, but it's basically to encourage people to pug it up or to run guild groups through stuff. I'm playing a Warlock, which basically means I hold down the left arrow the left button, and just fire. Where am I going? We went too far south. Let's go up this way. So this Warlock build, you can build character. Building a character in DDO is very, very much more complicated than building one in Lotro. 100%, 200% harder to build a character in DDO, because I believe they are based on 3rd edition with some flavor added to it, some customization. So there's some house rules. And this character is currently wielding a Vorpal Club of Insight, because Vorpal is awesome. But I am actually a caster. So I am using my Eldritch Blast to just obliterate things. And these are only level 3 critters, so they're not that big of a deal. And DDO does have a pretty skybox once in a while. I think I've already done this one.
Carved statues of hideous creatures line this white marble dais.
Hi. Oh, I get to fight him. Oh, yeah. Talk some smack, you get smacked in the face. You're more powerful than I imagined. Heck yeah. Yeah, so there. And generally, that was a rare. I got credit for seeing him, for talking to him, but I don't... Normally these guys, like if you defeat one of these rares, you'll actually see a treasure chest appear afterwards, and you can loot it. But I'm not seeing a treasure chest. I'm sure... Ninth Pawn, do you remember if he has a treasure chest? Because I'm not used to them not having a treasure chest. In the meantime, here's our actual quest right here. This is the Sepulchre of the Ancients. DDO is very heavily instanced. It's very much kind of like playing skirmishes, where you go in, you have a set adventure to do, but it's not really timed a lot. Some of them are timed, but for the most part, not a lot of them are timed. And you go up here, and then you can choose how hard do you want it to be. Ooh. One of the things they changed recently, I believe it went live this week, is if you do a quest on a certain level, then the loot you're going to get from that quest will be exactly the same level. Because previously what had been happening is people were using certain things to get quest loot much higher than the actual level of the quest. Like, you do a quest on, like, level 3, and they were getting, like, level 8 or 9 gear out of it. And it's like, what? It's because they kept, you know, adding stuff in it. It's very weird. This is a level 3 quest. I only have a cleric hireling with me. And one thing you want to bear in mind is once you summon hirelings and you're in a non-public area, this is an instance area. Like if I'm in Stormreach, first of all, I can't summon him. Sorry, Marith. But this thing starts counting down. Contracts are for limited periods of time. Then you get divorced. Then you have to buy another one. So it is what it is. Alright, and there's the legendaries. If you're at max level, you can do this, but of course I can't do that because I'm not elite yet. Got another bunch of levels to get to. So casual is not an option here. Normal is designed for a solo player or a party of the indicated level, a party of level 3s. Hard mode is designed for a party, increases the difficulty of the quest, but the treasure rewards inside the quest will be as if the level of the adventure were increased by 1, so it'll be a level 4 quest. And as it says, finishing hard mode will unlock elite mode, but I'm VIP at the moment, so elite mode. And this basically, if I did it on elite, it'd be a level 5 quest, but it expects you to have a party. However, since I'm just doing demo mode, I'm going to go on normal and cheese it a little bit. Even though I am playing... You know what? Let's try it hard. I'm going to try it on hard mode. Just to see what happens. And there's also a Reaper mode, which you can... So if you're in Elite, certain mobs within a quest will have tags on them. And that tag will mean that's the kind... You know, it gives them a little extra oomph. And some of them are quite nasty to fight against. And are a good way to die. Hard mode doesn't have those elite champion versions of the same mobs, so it's nicer. And things are scaled back a little bit, and then normal is like if you're just soloing, minding your business with and you can still die on hard mode even if you're a little bit over level. So I'm just saying. Reaper mode, though, it has the Grim Reaper there with a sickle and whatnot. Spawns these additional things in the quest called Reapers, which are there to kill you. I have never done a single quest on Reaper mode that I'm aware of. Unless it's been one of the rare times that I was running with Cordovan while he was streaming his weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on Oriana, and he decided to run on Reaper because he's that guy who really needs a death counter on his Moobot. There's a reason we've got a death counter on the Locher stream Moobot, and it's because Jerry used to die all the time. All right. Let's try hard mode and see what it is, see what it's like, because I think I did this last time. I did it on Elite and I got my ass kicked, but I wasn't on this character. A lot of quests will have voiceovers.
The local orcs have transformed this cave into a shrine. Something glimmers nearby. It must be one of the visions revealed by the Gatekeeper's spell.
Now there are a couple of quests, particularly in the most recent expansion, Masterminds of Sharn, that were voiced by some rather well-known people, like Keith Baker, Satine Phoenix, did a couple. The Temple of Elemental Evil, I believe, was actually GM'd or narrated by Will Wheaton, but they can't afford people like that anymore. not as expensive as Will, and I like Will, and I like his wife Anne. They're good people. All right. You see the gears? You click on it. All right. So this is a half-orc who's a bit of a grumpy little soul, and he's a little bit of a dick. The deserted home of a tribe's memory. What's that supposed to mean? We're gonna find out. And you can also have an in-game map of, what the quest looks like. That will open up as you're in the quest. And levers are a thing. No, I don't want to shoot the lever. There we go. And they're like, dude, just shut the hell up and listen to us. And he's like, don't be so grumpy. Just listen to reason. You're not doing it. Well, the half-orc...
A groan from the nearby cot shows that this orc elder is alive, though not in any condition to receive guests.
I'm pretty much saying, don't worry, the gatekeepers will make this right. I'm like, And you can ask questions. So pretty much, we got what we needed out of here. And then you can just wander around. And some areas in quests have traps that you need a rogue to help you get past. In lower level versions of these quests, a trap may not kill you outright. Some of them will. So you want to be careful. And of course I set Marith on aggro, so Marith is out aggroing all of the things. I'm going to stand over here and just shoot things. You read the stone tablets, and the quest tracker will update with what you need to do next and give you some idea. And there's also optionals that will appear as you explore certain places or, you know, view certain things. And there's also one of my favorite parts of DDO, breakables! Now, breakables are important for a couple of reasons. One is you can get XP for breaking things. If you break enough stuff, you get something called a ransack bonus. So you can take a look here. So I've killed 4 monsters. Well, my hireling has killed 4. I've killed 8. No traps disabled. Secret. So breakable smashed. Here we go. No re-entries. You can, if you have to recall out, like let's say you're in the middle of something and you die and there's just no way forward, you can recall out. And then you can, you know, come back later and complete the whatever. But recalling out will, you know, mean you lose the bonus here. And I haven't died, so I get that bonus if I don't die by the time this is over. And then you get all this bonus. And because I have a Tome of Learning active on my character, I will get a bonus for that too. Which actually reminds me, I need to put a +8 tome on this character. I'm going to take a look. Do I have one? I have a Greater Tome of Learning on him. Wait, nope, stats, here we go. Okay, so... No, I didn't want to go to the store yet, Dingleberry. Okay, I don't remember if I used the +8 tome on this character or not. I think I did because it does say item... Well, no, items and effects says 2. So no, this one doesn't have a +8 tome, but I have one in the bank. Because the last time they had +8 tomes for sale, it was in the bank. I'm going to use it on this character. Anyway, next vision. Next vision, please. So you don't see anything. And a lot of the quests have fairly decent walkthroughs for them on the DDO wiki. And some of them don't. Blowing up statues before they can go active and kill you is a good thing. Alright. Strong as a bull, as hardy as a bear. So, basically...
A screen blocks your path, decorated with masks and totems. To your surprise, one of the totems begins to speak. Gain strength and endurance to reach the home of the elders.
So basically this is kind of a puzzle. There are actual puzzles. Phil with the resub! Hi, Phil. I'm doing okay. How are you, sir? We're going to watch Rick tonight, aren't we? It's 10 o'clock. We're going to watch Rick be all ASMR with Astroneer. And I'm sure he's going to talk about the flight. The space flight. Alright, here's a hole. Generally, you don't want to fall down holes. Holes bad. But apparently there's things to kill down here because my guy's killing them. And occasionally you hear these sounds in the background. It sounds like something breaking or like a drum beat or something. Oh, hey, the store's not even open. Oh, but there's a lever. And that'll tell you you've reached some kind of milestone in your thing. Like right here, I just hit the mischief bonus. I think there was a mischief bonus sound. Doesn't matter. Ah!
Ahead is a small fountain, flanked by 2 large bears. Fortunately for you, these particular bears are stuffed.
Are they stuffed? A tribal elder must be as tough as a bear to endure the trials that the time brings. Okay, so... there's a fountain. Ooh! We got a bear's endurance buff. We blew up an orc statue because I'm that person. And there are ladders in DDO that you can actually climb. But apparently it doesn't want me to climb this ladder. Oh. There we go. Actual ladders, boys and girls, and others. So I've got one of the 2. And the other one is up this way. So we're going to go this way. Now, DDO's strafe is automatically linked to the letters A and D, where Lotro has strafe set to Q and E, so some Lotro people get confused with that. So do I. I kind of like the DDO version better. Don't tell anybody I said that. Gonna kill the scorpions. And as you reach certain milestones, you earn renown for your guild. And the amount of renown you get depends on how hard of the quest is. So, okay, we got some
Bull
boars.
skulls decorate this modest fountain. Clear water gushes out into the basin.
We got the bull strength buff. Could have actually, I believe, gotten both of those buffs. And if you can't see in the upper left-hand corner, the buffs are timing down because they're like 5-minute buffs. Let's go back here where it was. More spooters to kill. I'm sorry, scorpions to kill. And now the totem's talking to us. Let's go. Haha. You can lose your hireling, and you can just summon them back, just like you can with like pets and whatever. These are called shrines. These are your best friends. This shrine is a rest shrine, where it will help you regain all of your health and all of your spell points. You can only use each shrine like once every 15 minutes. The other one is called a resurrection shrine, which will resurrect you and or hirelings if you bring something called a soul stone. As you die, you drop something called a soul stone. And when you die and drop your soul stone, somebody else can pick up the soul stone and take it back and go over here. And if it's your hireling, you pick up their soul stone, you come over here, you right click it but to target, and then you click this gear, which is the use gear, use this item, interact with this thing, and it'll resurrect them. And then you can research it. Okay, so next there's a chest here. This door is locked. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Nothing, because I can't get in there yet. Now, there are some locked doors and locked chests that only somebody who is a rogue can access.
A stony guardian springs to life.
And we're gonna kill it. There we go. There's another one. Let's kill it, too. There's another one. Woohoo! And they can trap chests as well, so sometimes... and I get all of these things. All of them. They're all mine. All mine! And this is a guild renown item, and by default it grants 50 guild renown. I got some crafting stuff. I've got some gold. I got some gemstone, vendor trash, and I get a shield. So... let's explain briefly how this works. You highlight an item, you can see what it can do. Now, here's the thing. You can use any piece of gear in DDO as long as you have the minimum level for it. However, some gear will have this yellow thing, and it will tell you that you're not proficient with it, and you get a penalty for using it because you're not proficient in it. Because this is a warlock, I don't have shield proficiency. A lot of weapons will have an attack penalty, or armor will have some other kind of penalty on it, like a protection penalty or whatever. And it will roll with various stats. Some stats are better than others, and you can get caster stats on heavy armor. You could get... generally, your heavy armor is going to have a lot of your stats that are more based for, like, what you'd picture as a heavy class in like a guardian or a champion or something. But it's not always the case. For example, you can conceivably use crossbows as a paladin, because why the fuck not? you can build your character so that you have the appropriate stats to do that, but there's always going to be a bit of a trade-off. I mean, there's obviously going to be some preferred methodologies for what you want to do, but there's so much more variety. For example, I do have a paladin who is dual wielding crossbows because you can do that with certain things. So let's take our loot, all the loot. So this is what your character sheet looks like. And this will tell you, you know, your 6 main stats: strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. And each class is going to be heavily weighted toward 1 or 2 of these things. Now, as a warlock, as you see, my 2 highest ones are constitution, which any class can use, and charisma. And as you're creating a character in character generation, which I can't do on this server because all my slots are full, it will inform like how many hit points you have, how many spell points you have, if any. Ki only applies if you're a monk. You know, it's like chi, like in real life, but they use the name Ki instead. Your armor class will, you know, how tough you are, how good your armor is. Your saves, fortitude, reflex, and will. These will tell you how well you do if something attacks you. And, you know, depending on what happens as what kind of attack it is. Like a reflex save is a good number to have if you are going to be a character who needs to worry about traps a lot. BAB, base attack bonus, is, yeah, it has all these helpful tooltips to explain. If you already play D&D, you know, you already play tabletop on the regular, ignore all this shit because I don't know. You'll know more about this than I do, even if you've never played this game before. And you've got resistances to acid, frost, cold, lightning, fire, sonic, physical resistance is called PRR. It tells you how much less damage you take from certain attacks, and then MRR is the magical resist rating, how little, you know, whatever. Everybody has the same skills to access. However, some of them are not available. For example, you see Open Lock has NA next to it because I never rolled a rogue level. It's like a piece of hair in my fur. It's driving me bananas. So I never rolled only rogues can actually take Open Lock as a skill. Or artificers. Artificers and rogues can take Open Lock. Nobody else can. Perform, anybody can take, but it's generally only used by bards. So unless you're a bard, you really probably won't do that a lot. Hi, in this game, know the beholder language. Well, there are beholders in the game. And you can fight them. The only time I fought beholders in the game was during the Halloween event called Night Revels last year. And these basically tell you what key ability will add or improve this skill. You know, what your total mods are, how good you are at it, and, you know, all that other fun stuff. Feats are things that you pick up as you level up. You pick up feats based on what your class is, what your race is. Some of them are automatic. Some of them, like racial feats, happen automatically. I am a red dragon, even though my dragon is blue. She's a red dragon. And that gives her a special attack as she levels up. You know, there's special class feats you pick up. And some of them you have to pick up at certain levels, whether you like it or not. It's your only choice. Some of them you have an option, and then you can, you know, fine tailor yourself. Some feats are passives. Anyone that has the hexagon, the stop sign, is automatic. So because I'm a warlock and I have the Fiend Pact turn on, I get +2 to all my saving throws. And so the passive ones happen automatically, and the ones with the square are ones that are actual skills that you can put on your hotbars and use. So for example, this Eldritch Blast Focus is actually this thing down here. It's turned on. It's got the little circly things on it, saying, oh hey, this is an active skill, and it's currently active right this second. And your proficiencies will tell you like what weapons you can use without penalty. And there's actually, I'm a warlock and I can use all of these things. Pretty cool. The spells, again, you can have multiple sets of spells based on how many classes you have and which classes you are. You can only have a maximum of 3 classes. I personally don't recommend doing it because I did it on my main and I regret it immensely. And then you can set up, you can set up your, it'll tell you how many spells you have available to you, and then if they got the little things around them, they'll actually tell you that it's an active slotted skill, and then you can put them down here if you want to. So, for example, click here to show you all your skills. I have all these as my skills, and I only have a couple of them slotted down here because, I'm a warlock. Enhancements are things you can set up as you level up. As you level up, you guys can't see it, but you acquire enhancement points. There's these little, I say, pips. Let me see if I can turn off my overlay to show you real quick. Let's see. XSplit, are you going to be nice today? That's going to be a really important question here. Will XSplit be nice? Yeah. So in the lower right-hand corner, you can see not only my astral shards, but you can see those 4 dots. That means once you get the 5th one, you will be ready to level. So unlike a single level bar like you see in Lotro, there are 5 ranks within every level. And so yeah, the game has a maximum level of 30. And most folks will go to 20 and then reincarnate, whatever. So I am close to getting this character leveled. And every time you get one of these blue pips in there, you will get action points to spend. And then you spend them. You can go down here and click on enhancements. And you see these beautiful things. And every race gets one of these. You get a racial point, which you will obviously plop in here. And as you click on the one in the lower left-hand corner for each of these windows, you then unlock the ability to add more points to that tree. So this is a tree, this is a tree, this is a tree, this is a tree. You can also, pull down the drop-down box and see what other trees are available. You can also go left or right to see more trees. I have all of these trees. You can put points in multiple trees. I am currently rocking a build that was created by StrimTom, one of the DDO streamers, for the Hardcore League, so I'm having fun with it. This is pure Warlock, so we're causing a bit of trouble with it. Alright, we're going to go up here. So when I get through at least one quest tonight, that would be nice. In some adventures, some mobs will respawn, and in some of the same adventures, they won't respawn. It'll be like a dungeon in WoW. And you can also collect these things called collectibles. You see this little glowy thing down here, this fungus. This is one of those crafting collectibles. And generally the collectibles and the treasure chests and all the other fun stuff are generally all in the same place every time. Now, some of them are rare. Like, sometimes you'll see a rare mob show up that's not always there. And that rare mob, if you defeat them, will give you a treasure chest. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, and jumping is a thing in this game. Just saying. Maybe you'll finally find the thing inside. Maybe. There's a lever there, but there's also... I mean, it looks like there should be something over there, right? Oh, there is. Whee! Another collectible. So I got some stuff. Now, what you could conceivably do is try to jump, and if you jump high enough, you catch hold of that ladder, and then you can climb up. And I forget if there's anything up there worth doing, but we're going to try it anyway. Ooh, and I missed the ladder. I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't think it's an extra treasure chest or anything. I could be wrong. The DDO wiki is fairly good with some comments about most of the quests, but you're not always gonna get a lengthy walkthrough like you will on the Lotro wiki. You will almost always get a map. Some of the maps are better than others. They will point out the locations of traps, and generally they're gonna be focusing on more of a points of interest version of the quest rather than, you know, holding your hand and taking you all the way through it. Let's get my dude up here. Got shrines. Got a lever. Got the stone tablet. The Guardian has permission to eat any outsiders who enter this sacred place. Well, who's the Guardian? This Manticore is the Guardian.
It seems that the final resting place of
Oh
the
no,
Orc
my guy
Elders
got
has a
stuck on the
watchful
outside.
and hungry Guardian.
Guardian down, Guardian down! Good. I just have to kill these hill ravens. Alright. Got them all dead. Alrighty. Here's a vision of the past. It's the last one. So I'll get that extra XP. And that's why you would want to do that. And also the breakables, that's one of the other things about breakables is you can also occasionally find well, more commonly you'll find some money in them. Also, in some of them, rarely.
Found that the initiate was sent to retrieve the skull of an orc elder. Yet who was it that sent the initiate to plunder this sacred site?
Who knows? Do I know the metamatic? No, I don't. Alright, let's see what I get. Ooh, I got a named item. A blue item. +2 intelligence, +5 spell resistance, empty blue augment slot. That's kind of nice. But I do like the PRR and MMR, the bonuses on the stuff I have now. But since it binds to account, I can give it to an alt. Not that I have any level 3s right now. Competent bonus to search. This would actually be a pretty good helm for an artificer or a rogue, because they do the most searching and stuff for traps and stuff. So decent. And yes, it'll say bind to you permanently, but it says it's bound to account, so you can trade it to your alts. All right, so we completed that, and that was pretty easy because of course we ran it on hard rather than elite. And once you complete all of the primary objectives for a quest, the recall button changes to finish. You can still take a look at your XP to see how you did. So I got the Vandal bonus of 10% extra XP because I broke 16 smashables. Got 10% extra XP because I didn't have to go out and go back in, and I didn't die even once. It tells you how long it took. I'm a slowpoke, and how much total XP I got, plus the fact that I hadn't done this quest yet today. So I got the daily playthrough bonus. So you can repeat these quests as often as you like, and it's basically if you run the same quest day, over and over again on the same day, you won't get as much XP. So there's that. Let's finish and recall out. I feel like I'm back in Lotro 101, only I know far less about the topic. Alright, we are back in the Cerulean Hills. We want to go back to the Gatekeepers and turn in the quest, because as you turn in a quest, you get a reward as well. So I am going to just ride back to where they are and ignore all these bugbears. Whee! I love Featherfall on a pony. It looks so weird. Oh no, all the orcs. And these are all instants, so other, you know, I've never seen anybody else in the Cerulean Hills at the same time I was there. Your party can go with you, but other people can't. Okay. Does it go back to the illusion? It was just a skull all along. Why'd they need it? Why'd they make me to do their dirty work? I'll make them pay. I'll beat it out of them if I have to. I'll shut the heck up. Okay, so what do we have option? Now this is where you can pick one of these options. And sometimes the choice isn't obvious as to which one you might want to pick. A light crossbow diversion. Has Seeker on it. That's kind of nice. Enhancement bonus. Diversion is also good if you don't want to be a melee character. Quarterstaffs are not currently all that cool. However, I understand they are working on making some improvements to quarterstaffs. So that makes me happy. Feather falling anything is generally a good idea. However, this character already has feather falling, and I have several other pieces of feather falling gear floating around, so I don't need anything with feather falling. Necessarily. There's a robe with some asset absorption. And you can, of course, carry multiple items of, multiple sets of gear depending on which adventure you go on. That way you don't have to go back to the bank all the time. I'm not a huge fan of wands. And somebody's being rude in general chat again. And occasionally, sometimes quests will drop these heroic deed items. And so I'm debating between the feather falling boots and the heroic deeds. I don't need anything feather falling right now. It's not hard to get feather falling items. So I'm going to go with the guild renown. Now, because I have a small guild, I also get a small guild bonus to renown. So instead of getting just 50 renown, I got 155. So that's kind of nice. Now, it really doesn't do much when we're trying for, 2,300,000 renown, but it adds up over time. So we've done the first quest. So now what? Well, you can either talk to this guy, who's going to move you on to the next quest. So he's our breadcrumb guy. And tells you who do you talk to next. I'll speak to Capstone, the Warforged over here, who wants to be a druid. We're all wondering, why is the Warforged trying to be a druid? Went to an abandoned... Oh, I did this one on Elite. It was rough. It's going to be fun. So we're going to go to an abandoned mine shaft, and we're going to see what happens. Alright. But I ran that one on Elite, and I was, I think, on a level 5 character, I want to say. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to blaze through these folks again, because we don't need to talk to them. And if you see the upper, in the mini-map here in the upper right, you'll also see the yellow pulsing thing to tell you where you're supposed to go. If you don't know where you're going, it can point you in the right direction. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. That's what happens if you forget that you don't use the left arrow key. I'm sorry, the left mouse button to go anywhere. And they generally try to have a logical progression in these areas as to where your quests are, so...
The old mine here has long since collapsed. Someone must have dug one too many times.
Yes, they did. Again, we're doing this on hard. We're going to summon our person here. One of the things about these contracts is if you're already in a quest, then if the contract finishes counting down while you're in the quest, you can still keep the person around. It's just if you go out, then they go away. Alright. Let's have Vareth go and attack things automatically. And of course,
You've arrived at the main shaft of the abandoned mine. Security constructs shuffle around nearby, still active long after the miners left.
See? Got some gemstones in here, which, you know, I didn't actually go and deal with my inventory after the quest, but sometimes you might want to do that after every quest because that's a good idea.
A hastily scrawled note at the beginning of this journal orders the mine's closure due to the release of some kind of hostile creature. Surely you'd be doing everyone a favor if you cleared out the dangers from this dusty old mine.
And you can read this. It doesn't actually change anything. It's just reading the journal.
A note placed above the lever reads, "Entry to mine 2A is forbidden due to collapsed floor, dangerous terrain, and hostile creatures."
Now, if I remember, this is the fire pit where we died ignominy. Oh yeah, it's where the Ifrit were. And if I recall correctly, we didn't even need to do anything down here. So we're gonna leave that be because lava bad. You can complete the entire quest by going over this way. I'm just gonna blow shit up. And you also want to be careful about hitting breakables in melee range. Some of them are explosive. And they'll say explosive barrel. Oh, come on. These are not explosive. They're just annoying. Ooh, you hear that sound? So I have a tower shield of move silently. I have a feeling that's going to be vendor trash. And as a warlock, I do a lot of this running backwards after I shoot things. I do that with a lot of my ranged characters. I honestly, in like WoW, I prefer to play a melee character. Like I main a paladin in WoW, but I love playing ranged characters in DDO because generally you can shoot things before they get to you, unless they're a caster of some kind. Whoa, hello. Alright, got them all. And DDO is really big on unlocking doors and having puzzles unlock doors. All kinds of levers. And you see the gemstone lights up and we go back down to the door. Some levers are like next to a door, some of them are not. But this one was. Ooh, spooters. Sorry, Yiki, I'm killing your relatives.
These destroyed constructs look like they've been partially eaten. Spiders certainly wouldn't do that. There must be something else around here.
Partially eaten. Yeah, metal. Rust monsters. I also have melee attacks on this character that I could do. Here's the rest shrine. A well-fed rust monster. When you... Sometimes the firing on a warlock is a little bit weird. All right, give me this stuff. All right.
Several clay golems stand idle in this Mage Rites workshop, waiting to be reactivated. They would be difficult to fight, though it might also be argued that it's better for you to deal with them now, before someone less prepared comes along.
Alright. Type the word activate into say chat. Okay, and this is where a lot of people wind up using the wrong chat. So say activate. There we go. Let's kill him. One down, 2 to go. And there's also a monster manual that will tell you what you've done. Ooh, I'm ready to level! Ding! And you don't automatically level in DDO. Alright. Woo! Epsilon! Thank you for the follow. Alright. And generally once you use the level, go trip. Is that like a cantrip but a go trip? That'd be funny. Alright. Clear all the monsters out of the mine. We can still do that. Because of course we're not done yet. Here's the red door. Now open. Take a look at the vision from the past. Get over here, numbnuts. Fire bad. Ski with the resub for 6 months. Thank you so much for your support over the time. I'm the High Mistress of the Blue. What does that make Wayward Plane?
A nearby Canith crystal hums with magical energy. It's connected to a barrier that blocks the path forward.
Okay. So this is where you have options and where your skills come into bearing. Like you could try, and you can try any of these.
The barrier fades.
I have
A wave of
UMD.
searing heat buffets your face. An ancient magma brute lumbers about in the large chamber ahead.
Life is very hot in here. And apparently I have to get closer to get him activated. Oh, there he goes. And I'm just standing here firing because why not? And my guy is not here healing me. I'm gonna die. I am incapacitated. I has actually died. Because my companion, my hireling, who was supposed to keep me healed, is not here. And he can't res me, so he doesn't have a res skill, which is unfortunate. He's about to die as well. And he has indeed done so. That's unfortunate. So, would this be the end of our adventure? No, it will not be, because I have a spare spirit cake. Watch this shit.
The rumble of the brute ends, leaving only the sound of its magma flowing into the pools below. You bend over and pick up a brightly pulsing chunk of the creature. The heart of an ancient magma brute, The something old yet new that Capstone was sent here to collect.
And I picked up my dude's soul stone. I'm also gonna take a look at the vision of the past. Now, I could, if I wanted to, do the optional. If we want to do the optional, we can do that by going back here. Open sesame.
A sheet of flames blocks the way down. You spot a fire elemental pacing frantically below. There must be some other way down.
I'm gonna actually use the rest shrine, and so are you. So we're gonna go the other way, because I'm gonna go get the other XP. Because if you notice, I don't have the die thing. I've died once, so I lost that XP. So I want to complete the optional to get the optional's XP. Forget which way it is. Map. Ah. I don't remember which direction it was. I think it was over here. Oh, there it is.
The rotting wood snaps as you step on it, dropping you into the fiery pit below. You don't see any way to get back, so forward is the only option.
We'll be fine. You did. Fury of the Flames. There we go. Hi, Thiefy. What do you want, cat? One of the things that is different between Lotro and DDO, of course, is the fact that you don't clip through other characters. And NP... Ah! Get out of the fire, you dummy. There we go. So you can actually get trapped by bad guys up against a wall or something. Hi, kitty. What are you doing? Okay, so I'm missing another danger in the mine. What? What do you want, cat? Hmm? Come here. Oh, come here. Oh. It's an attention. He does want attention. He's a purr. Alright. I'm gonna go check the wiki real quick. DDO wiki. Oh, he a purrin'. Heart of the problem. The last of the flame methods to complete the optional appear after the magma brute dies. Okay, so they didn't actually appear. So I'm guessing it bugged. That's unfortunate. But that's okay. We did everything else. I'm not too fussed about a little bit of XP. Besides, I am ready to level. So we're going to go level my character. I'm going to go pull up the leveling guide published by StreamTom. Oh, look at you purring!
The old mine here has long since collapsed. Someone must have dug one too many times.
Horror of horrors. Okay. Let's go. Cat. I'm gonna go somewhere. Thank you. Let's get out into public space so my guy doesn't run out. He's got 4. Yeah, he's probably gonna run out before we get out of here. Horses will actually allow you to go underwater. You can still ride your horses underwater. It's actually kind of funny. And if you aggro enough dudes, you can make your dungeon alerts go off. And I think the worst I've ever had it was orange. Or maybe red. Whatever the 4th tier is. It was funny. Alright. What choices do we have? One of the other options for muchly desired pieces of gear is something with the attribute of Death Block on it. Death Block and Featherfall. Featherfall first, Death Block second. In most cases. Because that will help you survive a lot better than not having them. So, I don't know how many other pieces of Death Block gear I have. So, it's either Death Block or Heroic Deeds. I'm going to go with the Death Block. I'm going to get the next quest. Alright, Lily Hargrove. She grew up on a farm. Head to Hargrove Farm. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to complete that immediately. I'm actually going to go back to the main area because I got to go level my character. So we're back in the harbor again, and it's daytime now, which is nice. And where's my trainer? Where's my trainer? There's my trainer. I'm gonna follow again StreamTom's guide, which I need to go find. Pull that guide up here. There you go. StreamTom's HCL builds. Okay, so nope, not doing the Blade Forge Pally. Hardcore Inquisitive, no. Where is who? Super Tank Warlock. Alright. So level 7. I don't get a feat. Sad. Alright. Now let's see if I remember. And his thing will tell you what items you should choose on these builds. Like, for the skill points, I have 2 skill points to spend. And he basically recommends spending everything in Intimidate and Use Magic Device. Remember, I just used Use Magic Device in that previous quest, so that's very helpful. So basically these top 2, add another point each. Move on to the next step. I must train one spell of this level. So here. So level 7. Let's see. Well, let's see which ones I don't have yet. I already have Command. I already have Featherfall. So I have to train a spell of level 3. So Fire Shield, Crushing Despair, Dimension Door, or Haste. Dimension Door is handy. Dimension Door is super handy because that means you can go back to the beginning of a dungeon. Helpful if you get trapped somewhere. So Dimension Door, Fire Shield would have been very handy there. But as you can see, I don't have an option for Fire Shield. Do I have an option for Haste? I do. So I can either do Haste, which Haste is good because you attack better. You attack faster. And you get... But it only lasts for like 42 seconds. Whereas Dimension Door can be useful anywhere. Let's go with Dimension Door because I actually don't need any components for that. Yeah, we'll do that. And this is basically a summary of telling you what's happening. And of course, you're still going to get like a basic feat, which will improve something about your character. So every time I've leveled, I get a hit on Arcane Lore, so it improves my Arcane Lore every single time. And let's finally taking level 7. When I was doing quests on the Hardcore League, they have a special limit in place where you can only do quests within 4 levels of you. Like, so if you're level 7, the highest quest that you can do and still gain favor, the lowest quest you can do and still gain favor is a level 4 quest. I just remember I was doing level 2s as a level 5, so I always kept 3 numbers between it. So I had hesitated on taking level 7 because there were still some quests I was doing for favor. But since I'm not on Hardcore League anymore, I don't care. Boom. And of course you get more HP. You get more power, more spell points. Life is good. Hi. 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 Oh, he's so happy. So I got a task chair next to me. I just like a regular old computer chair. It's got a big floofy back on, big floofy, and he's sprawled on it like this, like it's a tree limb or something. It's hilarious. All right, and I believe you can only hold up to 2 additional levels. Like you can keep. I could have just stayed at level 6 and what they call holding or banking level 7. I think you can do that up to level 8. So I think you can bank up to 2 levels before you are required to take one of those levels. And there's some reasons why you might want to hold on to a level, but most commonly you'd want to take the level as soon as you get it, simply because there may be spells you have access to all of a sudden. The additional, HP and SP are good. But there are reasons why you might want to hold back. But generally, there are all kinds of planners and options for you to play stuff. So, good times. Alrighty then. What's going on the thing? Nothing in the other chats because nobody's live at the moment that I mod for and have set up in Chatty. Let me go check the Discords real quick while I finish off my soda. Makes me sad. I'm out of Pepsi. That's okay. I've got water. What is going on? One thing I really hate about Discord is it is very, very fond of moving servers around on me. No, no. I want to put it over here. It's like, no, I want to click and drag this folder down here. I don't open it. Click, drag. Because I have all my Discords set in a specific... it's like, where did my Discord go? Squint. I don't worry about that right now. Oh, I wound up putting it into that folder and it would be there. That actually might be my trackball being a bit weird. I always have to check the Signum U Discord too. Simply because occasionally we get the occasional pay us and we'll write your paper for you spammers, so I have to ban them. But nope, not today. They're talking about the kin meeting, or the Tolkien reading that people do. Alright, I think I'm caught up on everything in the Discords. Oh, here's something interesting. Ponton apparently noticed that they changed the Kingstead homes in Lotro, the ones that everybody's been complaining about. They removed the big old walls and a few rocks, and it looks much better in his opinion. That's nice. Because Ponton was doing chicken runs over on Crick Hollow, I think. Okay. Got caught up in all the news that's fit to print. Anyway, it's 9:17. I should have time to do one more. We can do one more quest. One more quest. One more quest in DDO is like one more turn in Civilization or anything of that nature. So we're gonna do the next quest in the chain, and I don't remember this one off the top of my head. We should be able to get it done in 45 minutes. And then tonight at midnight on Landreval, right at the Prancing Pony, it should be the BBB. If you want to run in there earlier to listen, I believe the Displaced and or Animal House is playing. Right now, I'll try to learn Lily's story. So Lily already gave us her story, so she's got the thing here. So we're just going to go this way. Before I do that, though, 3 minutes? Okay. I should be able to find it in 3 minutes and get her launched up. Otherwise, we'll pop out and get us a new, get us a new person. So this one is over here. The Hargrove family. I don't actually remember the Hargrove family farm. So now, one of the things you want to be cautious about with the hireling contracts is, even though I don't have it activated, I should actually activate her. I can't activate her here. A lot of these you can only summon them when you're right close to an entrance. Like this is an entrance. But there are other hireling contracts called Gold Seal hirelings that you can activate them anywhere. Come on. Oh, come. Are you kidding me? I'm right up against the entrance. Let's go out and go back in. This place has 2 different entrances now. It didn't used to. Alright. There we go. Hey Zeph, what's going on? How you doing? There's a heavy music on... You mean the heavy metal thing? Metal Fest? That's been and done. That was a few hours ago. It was this afternoon on Landy. I was there, sitting in the corner as... It was actually really funny because I was intending... Rude. I was actually intending on sitting around and doing inventory management on my account while I was listening, like, you know, I was logged into my alt account while I was intending on using my main account. Oh, there's also swimming in DDO and breath mechanics, so you can die if you don't breathe. If you run out of breath, you will die. And there are some quests that actually rely on how good your swim stat is. And you can buy, like, you know, healing or breathing potions, or get items that give you limited water breathing and whatnot. It's kind of cool. Okay. There's the farm is up this way. I don't actually remember that farm being there. You wanted to catch it? It was actually really good. I don't know if anybody recorded it. I didn't because I didn't get... I was kicking around the idea I wasn't asked to stream it. I was thinking about it, though. You know, I haven't done this quest before. This will be something new! Yay! Alright. There's Lily's mom.
Before she disappeared, Lily Hargrove returned home in search of something bright and loud.
A 4-year-old.
What you see when you enter is an old woman sitting alone by the fire. She doesn't seem to notice you.
If it was an 8-year-old, that'd be Cord's kid. We just finished our tour of Sharn. Performing in front of a crowd always is such a rush, but I still meet you people. Aw. When you used to sit under the tree in the garden, listen to me play, we could do that again first thing when I return. Aw. I heard Lily ran off to become a druid or something. Good riddance. I hate to say it, but she isn't like us. She has no ear for music, so she wants to be successful at something like I am. Let's watch her try and come running back begging for forgiveness. Much love, Rose. Well, Rose sounds incredibly like my sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. If you're mistaking me for your daughter Lily, you are very, very wrong. For one thing, I'm a dragon. Secondly, I'm a blue dragon who's actually got red dragon ancestry. Don't worry about it. Oh, Rose, she's not like you, Lily. Well, she doesn't sound quite like my mom, but, you know, there's a lot of the manipulation going on here. Well, that took a turn.
The old woman rambles on, her thoughts clouded by some terrible experience. But suddenly, a shadow passes over her face.
The garden! The garden!
She gasps.
Alright, which way do we go? Which way do we go? I'm gonna go this way. So there's 9 visions of the past and 5 notes. And we're supposed to find a way into the garden. This does not look like anything resembling a garden. But there's a lot of breakables in here, so we're gonna break all the breakables. Because I like it. So I have no doubt what's in my mind that once Cordovan's kid gets a little bit older, he's going to really like playing DDO because he gets to break all of these things. He's going to be the one doing all the ransacking. I just have a feeling. So, of course, you can climb up on stuff. There's jumping puzzles. There we go. Oh, Crest of the Scorpion. Okay, crests are good. That means there's something in here. Some door we're gonna have to unlock. Get out of the rafters here. Oh, there's something in the way, that's why. Why are you missing the barrel? There we go. Anything in the corner? No. I think I got most of them. I don't see anything else? Question mark? I think we got them all, finally. Alright. So nothing in there except the crest. Spider webs also means there's bad things. Hey, there's a spooter. There's a dead spooter. Here's a vision of the past. So obviously the laundry room. Alright, basically they had one daughter with talent and they propped up immensely. And one daughter who tried to have talent, but apparently either wasn't quite as good, or they just didn't like her. Hi, Thiefy. Wait, was there a third door over there? No. Hi, kitty. Okay, there's the shrines. Oh, a letter from the barkeep. Alright, this is the last time you caused such a ruckus in my tavern, you hear me? If you want to drink yourself in an early grave, you do it on your own property and your own coin. Wood! You get the purring resub. Look at that kitty. Get your fans. Come on. Look at your fans. Cat hair. Alright. So apparently, sounds like Rosemary's dad was a bit of a drunk. Alright, blew those up. Yeah, she. Okay, that looks kind of gardeny back there. What about this room? It's actually really nice for a farmhouse. So let's take a look here. Here's a crate. Stop hitting the chair. Oh, I found a ring of acid resistance. Okay, so this is just a single room with a vision in it. So basically, his family was abusive to this Lily, and I hope she came back and kicked all their asses. Oh, it's a Cinderella story. I see. Because they're always so... Okay, so the mother is saying the daughter Rose is so good at her music and whatnot, and the father is thinking only in terms of what her earnings will get for him, basically more stuff to drink. And the other daughter, Lily, the one who wanted to be a druid, who's over here washing the windows. Okay, I'm starting to get some kind of picture. What's going on here, kids? Thinking some shit went down. Alright, let's go check this out. Scorpions! And not the rock band. Alright, 2 down. It's about to be 3 here in a second. Wow, that scorpion was pretty much doing the Here Be Dragons thing to my hireling there. I don't know. Do you want that scorpion in your kinship there, Wayward? Okay, there's a rusty scythe, general tool instructions. Before I pick them up, I kind of want to know what's going on here. Well, the tool instructions are pretty straightforward. This scythe is for trimming the bamboo out back. It is not a toy. If I catch you swinging around inside the house, I'll have your head. And that was a note to Lily. Let's look at the vision here. Wanted to see me, Pa? It's about time you started pulling your weight around here. Wow. Okay, so... Actually, it doesn't remind me of Cinderella anymore. It kind of reminds me of me growing up. Find a rusted scythe among the other worn out tools in this workshop. Its blade seems sharp enough for simple garden tasks, though it wouldn't do very well in a fight.
You find a dull and rusted scythe among the other garden tools in this workshop. You take it with you. Perhaps you'll need it outside.
Hint, hint. But you notice I don't actually have a scythe in my inventory. With this character, I always lead with blowing things up. All the spooters. It's an iron key. I don't see there a doorway, so... Oh, ooh. My hireling sensed a draft coming from somewhere. Let's see if I can sense it. I cannot. So there is a hidden door here. Looks like it's probably right here. But I can't spot it. And my hireling can't spot it either. Generally, something like that indicates a hidden room where there's a treasure chest or shrines. Let me go take a look at the quest. Rosemary's Ballad. Alright. Open lock DC. Talk to Briar. You need to get to the garden. You'll have two options. Find two crests in random locations in the mansion. Find a secret door in the central northern room and use that way to reach the garden. So there's basically a hidden door here that leads to the garden. You need to get the scythe. Then chop bamboo berries to proceed. Optional chest in the north and south. Head east to end the fight. So let me take a look at the map for this real quick. Okay. So we are at the locked door. Actually, we are not at the locked door. I could pull in a rogue hireling to get it, but I don't want to do a gold seal hireling. Because surprisingly enough, those things are expensive. Well, let's see actually. Let's see how much a gold seal hireling is. For a rogue anyway. Oh, stop that. So you can buy hirelings off the DDO store. They're actually not that expensive. Depending on, you know, they range from price from like 5 points to 40, I think is the highest one I've seen. And rogues are under specialist. Sort by price. And so I'm a level 7, so I'd want a rogue who's level 7. Though I really don't need something that's level 7, because this is a level 4 quest. Bard. All the freaking bards. Rogue level 2, level 3. Delkin has actually been pretty good. Telonia. Kelorn Gossanar. And if you click learn more, it'll tell you what skills they have. And all of them should have search and open lock. And one thing about these gold seal hirelings is you can summon them anywhere in the thing. Well, if they're all 30 points, I might as well get the level 7. I can use her later. You can also get hirelings higher than your own level. I believe up to 2 levels higher than you. So you notice the level 10 rogue hireling is gives the attention sign saying it's not currently usable. But I can go up to a level 9 rogue hireling if I wanted to. But I'm not going to. We're going to go with the 7 because I've used her before and she's pretty good. So I'm super curious. What's going on here? I also want to go check out the other room. We've got the one more room to go. So let's pop her right down here. Or I could just summon her from right here. That's fine. Alright, we'll set her to active. And have her search. And the thing about the regular hirelings, you can only have one in your party at a time, but with Gold Seal hirelings, you can have as many as you want. Alright, before we go down that way, there is one more room for us to look through, and hey. Oh, that's a lever. Never mind. Let's go look at the last room. Because, of course, visions of the past and... Oh, there's a thing up there. And there's a crest over there. Come on, let me in.
You find a knapsack on the balcony. Its contents suggest its owner has recently returned from a long voyage.
And there's the djembe. So this has got to be Lily's room. I'm sorry, no, this is Rose's room. There's a flute there, some books there, notes all over the place. It's got a really cool loft here. Uh-oh, here's a letter. From Mom. Your father and I miss you terribly. Sounds like my mom. The farm have been hard, but thinking of you has been so successful on stage. It always warms my heart. Lily's difficult as always. She doesn't bring home money, yet she doesn't complain about taking care of us. You know what she does, that my migraines. That noisy raven squawking all day. Your parrot always had the most beautiful voice. I swear Lily chose the most tuneless creature for a pet. Write me when you can. Ugh. Reminds me of my own mother. Doesn't the higher hireling raise the level of the party? I believe that is indeed the case. Alright, we read the note. Let's check out the vision of the past. Oh, they're talking about the parrot. Oh, not all birds can sing well. Well, that's true. Oops, spooters. Dead spooters. Okay, so this is why you need the scythe to get through that.
You attempt to pry open the door, but it refuses to budge. You reason that unlocking the mechanisms on the walls will allow the door to open.
It's still locked because we have to figure out the puzzle. Oh no, it's a puzzle. I hate puzzles. All right. So we know where things are. Tap the thingy at the bottom. Yeah, because that one's not on the wiki, that's for sure. Well, that one was easy.
You hear one last somber note play as the door creaks open.
Always wanted to be a falconer. They were so polite. Okay, so...
You emerge into the hot air and find yourself on the back porch.
Alright, if you use anything but the bamboo on this can bug the quest, so we're gonna hit it with the scythe.
You use the scythe to cut down the bamboo that has sprung up around the back porch. Before you stretches an overgrown wasteland, the remains of the family's crop field. You pause, struck by a headache, as a cold voice sounds around you. Come here, Lily. A little bit farther.
Okay. We got 4 visions of the past and 2 notes to read. The old forest. Yep, it does. Uh-oh, she's running to kill things. Wilted crop light. Alright, nothing here. Wait, there's another bamboo. Aha. Oh, hireling! Thank you. If nothing else, looting all the chests means you get stuff to sell to vendors. Don't blow up the fungi. My friend Emily would be most distressed.
You hear the ghostly voice again. Almost there, Lily. I'm waiting under our favorite tree.
I heard a parrot. Alright. Going this way. Where are the other 2 notes, though? Wait, there's something there triggering the talk to it thing. Yay, scarecrows! Dead scarecrow. Okay, so here's the porch. Nothing there. More scarecrows. There's a root cellar. There's optional chests in the north and south. Head east to the end fight. Okay, we've got the chest to the south, so if there's a chest to the north... Is it here? Right.
You find yourself in a dingy root cellar. A mangled voice snarls at you
that's
from
her
the
dad.
shadows. Lily, is that you? Get out! Sage Hargrove roars. With a last gruesome wail, the undead farmer sinks into the dirt.
Okay. Okay, those are not breakable. Those are. That is. Nothing back there. Back up. Get off the barrels. Uh-oh. I think I'm stuck. I think I'm legit stuck. You know what I forgot to do? I also forgot to slot dimension door. Move the cleric. Okay. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Now they're all here. Awesome job. Or jump over her. Yeah, it's him actually. It's like I can't jump because I'm already moving. I'm stuck moving. Come on, let me out. That doesn't help. I can't use this item in that area. Well, this is a bit weird. Can I sneak? I am sneaking now. I'm sneaking. Is there an equivalent to a /stuck command that doesn't port you anywhere weird? I could get spin. Okay, send them to target the chest. That sounds like a great idea. Come on. They're not doing anything either. Pray for rain? Maybe. Like, I can't even get to the beyond them. It's like I'm stuck between these 3 barrels. Like, I'm not on the floor, so I can't jump. I can't strafe. 'Cause that's what strafing is doing. Can't back up, can't go forward. Wait. Wait. Wait! We got it, fam! We got it! Alright. Now, here's the bad point. I can't resummon the cleric. I can't resummon the cleric at all because her thing timed out. And I'm not at the beginning of the quest because she's just a regular. I do have a favorite soul. So if I had to, I could run back to the beginning of the thing. So we're gonna have to wait a few minutes. That's awesome. Sapiens is starting tonight at 11:30, so that's good because that gives us some time to Goof around. Yay. Rawr. Oh, at least it tells you. Oh, I like how it tells you how how long the resummons is. Why is there a 5-minute timer? Probably to stop people from having like 20 different hirelings and switching out hirelings at the drop of a hat. Who's on the official right now? And why did the official just go live? Because there's nobody scheduled right now. Or is that literally like a 12-hour delay? Because that would also be kind of funny. I don't see the official live. The Lotro official, the DDO official. Of course, our good friend Doug Glendower's on the DDO official right now. All right, what's our timer? It's go time. Let's resummon our rogue and hope I don't need it. All right, open this. Opens the chest. Oh, I can unlock it myself. Durr. Yeah, I got stuff. So we've got the north chest. We got the south chest. Let's get on out of here. Come follow me. We're doing this. No healers. It'll be awesome. Let's not die, fam. Thankfully, we're not on Hardcore League, so if I die, it's not a big deal. Except I don't have a Siberis cake on me. Alright, so we have done the chest to the north, the chest to the south. This map this is a fairly new quest, but still. T2. So one there, one there. T1 pops in right behind that. But we still have 2 notes to read and 3 visions. Did I miss some vision somewhere? Because there's 2 visions in front of me that we haven't done yet. There's one on the porch. But we're still missing notes. So you know what we're going to do, fam? We're going to go back to the beginning. Because we had like half an hour before Sapiens start streaming, so let's watch me get lost. Okay. So there's one vision there we saw.
You see signs that some monsters have taken up residence in this musty cistern. As you approach, they spring from the dirt and attack.
Wow, cheerful. We're doing this backwards, actually, which is actually kind of funny. But there's nothing in, no notes or visions in this part of it. This is just the way from the secret room. The secret hallway. Okay, so we did that vision over there. Did that note. Let's be methodical, gang. Alright. This was the other vision where she was laughing about the bird. There was a note there. We did those 2. Okay, there was the vision about the scythe here. There was the one in here. I can pull up my map while I'm wandering around here. Okay. Make this a little bit smaller so I can see where the hell I'm going. Alright. There's supposed to be a note here. Okay, the note from the barkeep about her dad being a drunk. Okay, we got that one. Okay, we got the vision at the table. The family members. Is there a note in here? Okay, there's not supposed to be a note in there. Oh, there's a locked door over here. Okay, there was a vision here. Oh, we didn't get that one. Smartest parrot I've ever seen. Okay. So we went down in here. And there's supposed to be a note and a vision in this room. This map really isn't very good. Oh, wait. There's a ladder up there. Come on, let's not get stuck on the furniture again. Ladders mean places to go. Except I don't see anything. Alright, we're going up. Come on, up. We missed the hayloft, apparently. Well, hello. Get up here. Okay, so here's a note. I've hidden the key to your room somewhere safe. Don't dare to try to get in until you swear to me you've gotten rid of that filthy bird of yours. Okay, so this is the locked door, but we have the key from the other room. And of course there's ravens. Okay, so this must be Lily's room. It's Lily's diary. Dear diary, my parents are evil and so is my sister. They're still my family no matter how awful they've been to me. Fuck your family. After they'll realize what they're missing, maybe someday we can be a family again. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so we got all of the notes. Good. Alright, got another vision. She wears swoop down, good girl. And do a dance. Oh, by the way, pets in DDO are kind of cool. Some pets are account-wide. Some of them are server-wide. You can access your pets, not that button, inventory, by clicking the pet tab right here, the paw, and you can see what pets you have. These are the ones that I have. So I've got the Doomspherelet, I've got a pile of gold, I've got a pile of silver, and I've got a pile of platinum. I've got an eyeball, an evil eye. Cord gave that to me, because that was one of the ones he occasionally gives out at anniversary events. I got this by buying an Autos box, which is basically the version of a Valar. Some of them you can get from rare dice rolls. The pet rock is account wide. I have that on all my characters, and it literally is a pet rock. And pets, you can do a couple of different things with them. You can rename them, you can summon them. The Mini Mimic, they do tricks too. But you have to summon the companion, and then you can show it to do tricks. So it's really cool. Anyway, let's get out of here. So we found that room. And we completed the notes. So there's only one more vision of the past left. And it's the one at the end with the boss fight. So we're going to go back this way. And hopefully I won't need a healer. Probably not, because I'm doing this on hard at level 7. And this is a level 4 quest. But things are not always as they seem. We've got both treasure chests. We still haven't faced the voice who's making all the racket. Of course, this is a maze. Aha. Moving forward.
The maze of overgrown shrubbery leads you into a clearing, where rows of crops rot in the...
Do you remember, Lily? The voice rasps. I bet you couldn't stand the Gatekeepers. Is that why you stole it from me? Face what you have done.
Uh-oh. It's a dead body! And a parrot. And, scarecrows. Alright, let's look at the vision.
Lily's family turns in surprise to see their estranged daughter. They notice that something about her seems wrong. Unhinged, even. Briar screams as the bird descends upon Rosemary and Sage.
Your songs are mine now, Rose!
Lily says.
You'll all see. My voice will shake the world!
have you done?
When the vision fades, an incorporeal figure appears before you.
You were always so jealous, Lily. And now look what you've done. You want my songs? Come and get them!
Blinded and enraged, the Phantom lunges towards you. The Phantom shrieks, her voice echoing through the clearing and sending a sharp pain to your skull. But soon she dissolves into a thin mist and vanishes.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused. So, Lily seemed to be the one who was being treated poorly. But yeah, I did swear. It's my channel. I can swear if I like to. So she killed her family. I can understand some of her motive because they treated her so horribly. On the other hand, the end boss was her sister, who was the talented one, right? I'm not sure I get that. A Stormy Shine, a song by Rosemary Hargrove. Can you hear it? Voice is brighter than the sun. She has a voice so loud and lovely that her rival will number none. She'll enter charm. She would take the world by storm. Okay.
You read the song lyrics written on this page. You found Rosemary's songbook, but most of the pages are torn or missing. Perhaps there is something else nearby that can deliver a song back to the Gatekeepers.
If you can sing, I guess the bird will do.
You realize that Rosemary's parrot has learned to repeat parts of her songs. With the bird in tow, you can finally return to the Gatekeepers and leave this cursed place behind you.
But we're still missing a vision of the past. Which one did I miss? There were... Going to the entrance, there was the one at the kitchen table. There's one in the hallway. We missed one somewhere, fam. I thought I got them all, but at least we should have to worry about things killing us. No, since it's here, might as well use the shrine. Alright, let's go see if we can find the last vision, because now I'm a little bit... And again, part of it is the fact that the map here on DDO Wiki is not that good. And part of the reason why it's not that good is simply because it's so new content that nobody's gone in and actually properly mapped it. So we've done this one. Backtrack, and there's the one in here. It was about the bird, about the birds. And there is one in here. We did this one. There is not one in the bathroom. There's the one here in the hallway. Hi, kitty. Hi, Thiefy. Okay, here's the one in her bedroom. Wait, was there a little cubby hole there? It looks like it was just a box. A couple more boxes. So, don't see that there would be one here. It seemed to indicate there was one right under the door. Because the locked door is like right here. And there was a note next to the door, but there was a vision on the other side. But the map is not all that clear as to whether it's upstairs or downstairs. In fact, the map's not clear at all. But it kind of looks like there should be a room there of some kind. What's the matter, thief? Meow. What's the matter, thiefy cat? Or like there's something in that corner, somewhere like over here. Let's go back upstairs. I'm missing it, and it's annoying me. It is vexing me. Like, the way the map prints is, like, it's got the note here. Then there's a locked door, and then there's another one, like, right here. Or a little bit further into this corner. Because it also shows the note here and the vision here. So it's got to be downstairs. Because there isn't like a hidden... Well, wait a minute. Let's get her up here. Is there another hidden door? No. Now I'm baffled. It actually doesn't show where the last note is. I'm sorry, the last vision is. It literally should be somewhere like right around here. Not this vision. Well, actually, no, this is the vision. This has got to be because the door was there. Okay, so let's assume that was there. Then there was... We've got the one in here. Which is the one saying, go take care of the clothes and stop singing. Vision there. There's one that I'm missing. There is a vision missing someplace. Because that one is there. So that one is the one. That's the one of her on the bed. That's the one of her. That's the one on the table. This is so bizarre. There is a vision missing. There should be like another vision someplace. Like, unless there's a second one. So upstairs, the one in the hallway, the one at the table, laundry room. Unless it's the one that's actually in the grove itself. So we've done the one here. No. Ah, running into walls. We did the one in here. We did the one in here. That's the scythe. There wasn't one in here at all. We did the one in here about the bird. Did the one out here on the porch. Did this one. Oh, there we go. If I give it to her, she'll give me a voice. Okay, so now I understand why Lily was so crazy. Alright. She's making a deal with evil forces. Alright. I hate mysteries and leaving them open like that. But it is just about time. We're actually past the time. Normally I drop things and send everybody over to Sapiens, and I highly recommend we do that. But he's going to start streaming in just a little while. So I would say here he's going to start streaming probably the next 7 minutes or so. So twitch.tv/sapiens, go on over there. Let's go turn our quest in though real quick since we're here. Oops. Let's do that. Got a pony. My pony can fly. Whee! My pony can kind of fly. and land in the middle of a bunch of orc rangers and run away from them. Let's go see what reward we get. And then I'll cut y'all loose. Do appreciate y'all being here and listening to me ramble on about the super uber basics of DDO from somebody who doesn't know all that much about DDO. Thiefy would like to let you all know he's sad that we're going away. Because, you know, he'd rather me talk to you guys. Or actually, he'd rather me talk to himself. You know, he's a butthead. Alright. I'll see you at the tea party. Oh, never mind. Alright, so we got choices. This time we do not have a choice of guild renown. 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. None of this stuff is really good for me anyway, so I'm probably gonna go with the crossbow because it's the best item out of the lot and it'll get me the best price when I done sell it. Alright. Alright. Alright, tell me about the last initiate. Foxpaw has been one of our most troublesome students. He's always had little interest in becoming a gatekeeper. They are ordered because his father demanded it. His father is the chieftain of a powerful local drow tribe. You know, Foxpaw understands little of the ways of nature. Instead, he's entranced by machines and constructs and actually makes learning a druid's way very difficult. When he vanished, I assumed he had fled our order to seek his own path, but when I performed my scrying, I learned Foxpaw had been captured with the others. We must do what we can to rescue him, even if he's not our star pupil. Alright, that'll be fun. However, it's time to go wander off and call it for the evening. I will be back on Monday. Monday. I may actually do a Lego building stream on Monday. What I will need to do tomorrow is to actually go upstairs to the sewing / crafting / other streaming room and set up the stuff to make it the other streaming room, which means I need to clean the room a little bit, organize a few things, set up the LED lights, set up the laptop, get everything plugged in, and then we'll see if we can have ourselves a stream from up there. Depends on how good the Wi-Fi is, but it should be okay because the Wi-Fi for my old ISP was good up there anyway, so we're gonna have some fun. So thank y'all for being here. I do appreciate you, and as always, be good, and if you can't be good at it. And finally, Black Lives Matter. Have a good night.